Mhm,
You kind of bring up something talking about the improvements the defense need to make, and that kind of
mhm.
leads me into what I want to talk about next. Is what are you just hoping to see from this Alabama team next week? If you could, sum it up in a couple sentences of like, or a couple phrases or whatever it is of what you want to see this weekend from this Alabama football team.
I want to see effort. I want to see intensity, and I want to see guys go and make the plays that are there. One thing that I have seen time and time again over the some of the film that's been released, um, was taking a lot of bad angles on some guys, and all that can be cleaned up. So the effort needs to be a lot better. The intensity needs to be a lot better, and just go make the plays that are there that we missed last week.
Yeah, I mean it's have pride in performance.
Hmm.
Have pride in wearing that crimson helmet with those numbers on the side of your helmet. That
Right.
crimson jersey. Does
Hmm.
it mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Because and it was I don't want to get misconstrued. It wasn't the effort the entire game. It
Mm.
was the few plays where the effort was lacking,
Mhm.
but you can't have a lack of effort on any play.
Right.
Every play you have to give it your all because you're not guaranteed the next play.
Hmm. That's right.
And the truth is, and you know us, we hate to even call out any players. It's just that's not us. But the
Hmm.
last person that I ever thought on this roster that I would see loafing around on a football field was Bray
Yep.
Hubbard.
Right. Right.
And that bothers me, Jake.
Hmm.
That's not who he is.
No,
That's not
it's
who
not.
he's ever been.
No.
And I think he'd be the first person to tell you that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what he was dealing with last weekend. Maybe he was sick. He was injured. I don't know. I'm not making an excuse for him, but that's not who he is. That's not who he showed as who he was at all last year. He
Hmm.
is literally the last person I would expect to be loafing on the football field.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
And it's unacceptable, Jake. So I just
Hmm.
want to see pride and performance,
Hmm.
max effort, and those things. Coach DeBoer has called them non-negotiables. There's no negotiating whether you play hard or not.
Right.
You either play hard or you don't play.
Hmm.
And so I want to see that. It's more than I want to see anything else. Does it mean something to these guys?
Yeah.
And they can talk all they want. Coach DeBoer can say what he wants to say. Coach Grubb, Coach Womack, the players can say whatever they want to say about what this week of practice has been like. What the message in the locker room was after the Florida State game. I, talk is talk, and talk is cheap.
Hmm.
It's time to prove it, Jake. I mean,
Right.
I don't know how many failures you need to wake up and see that whatever you're doing is not working, and
Yeah.
however you're performing is not up to the standard.
Yeah.
So it's time to show up and show out.
Yeah.
And I know, and this is where, and it's kind of fitting that you're playing a team like UL Monroe, where you're always fighting the complacency part because you're playing an opponent that you should beat, blindfolded.
Right.
So not only does this team have something to prove, but they're having to build up to play a team they know they should beat, basically no matter what.
Hmm.
So I just want to see some fire in their belly. I had a coach that said,
Hmm.
Play with some fire in your belly." I don't even know what that means, but that's what I want the guys to play with.
Right. Yeah. And I said this on my show earlier. When you put on, that Alabama uniform, that scripted A, everybody, the past players went out there and gave 110%. Those guys gave about 50% on a lot of those plays. That's not the Alabama standard, like you said. So yeah, I'm with you. Matt Safford, I want to see that, and I want to see them play with a fire. And I jokingly have said, and I'm gonna plug this in real quick. We do have a Discord, so get Tide Talk Live, get in there on the Discord. I believe I put this in there, and I'm being totally unrealistic when I say this, but I want to see at the end of the game they don't get past the 50 until late in the fourth quarter, and I want it to be 185 to nothing. That's totally unrealistic, but that's what I want to see. I at least want to see them come out and play with a fire like they should and beat the team like beat them like a drum like they should and like everybody expects that they should.
Yeah. what you're
Mhm.
saying, Jake, is leave no doubt.
Right.
When you
Mhm.
walk off the field Saturday night in Tuscaloosa, leave no doubt.
Mhm.
The fans leaving the stadium, they won't doubt anymore whether this team has it in them to play with urgency, to play with
Right.
fire, to play with passion, to
Mhm.
play like it means something to you.
Right.
You know, Coach Saban said in that viral video before that LSU game, back when he first took over as Alabama head coach, does it mean something to you? Because if it means something to you, you can't sit still.
Right.
And what he's saying is, if it means something to you, you can't loaf,
Mhm.
you can't take a play off,
Right.
you can't expect somebody else to pick up your slack.
Mhm.
You're responsible for your own self motivation
Mhm.
to do your job and to do what needs to be done and to be there for your teammates
Mhm.
and trust that they're going to do their job.
Right.
And that's all I want to see. Leave no doubt.
Mhm.
I don't care what the score is. Leave
Right.
no doubt.
Leave no doubt.
Leave no
Mm.
doubt.